Don't you hate when you have all of this recorded already, but then your mic decided to not work during the recording, so you have to do this again? Pain. Technology, am I right? Hey guys, Sonic Smash Bros. Here, and King of Games is done for both formats already. Now for Rush, unfortunately the deck I wanted to profile is incomplete, so we'll have to wait for another time. As for Speed, Antinomy, it is your turn. We are looking at Tech Genus at long last, and we are starting with the skill, Limiter Removal, Regulator Open. So, you can use this skill's second and third effects once per duel. First effect and the initial effect. At the start of a duel, add 2 Tech Genus Star Guardians, 1 Tech Genus Power Gladiator, 1 Tech Genus Wonder Magician, 1 Tech Genus Blade Blaster, and 1 Tech Genus Recipro Dragonfly to your extra deck. During this duel, you cannot normal or special summon any monsters, excluding special summons from the extra deck, except for Tech Genus monsters, and you cannot activate the effect of level 7 or higher monsters during your opponent's turn, except for the effects of Tech Genus monsters. Second effect, on the first one we activate ourselves, reveal 1 level 3 or lower Tech Genus monster in your hand, then add Tech Genus Limiter Removal from your deck to your hand. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. And the final effect. During your main phase, play 1 Tech Genus Recipro Dragonfly from outside of your deck to your field in face down defense position, and its battle position can be changed. So let's go over the Tech Genus monsters we actually get added to the extra deck, because we don't play any of those in the deck proper. Starting with Tech Genus Blade Blaster. During either player's turn when your opponent activates a spell or trap card that targets this face-up card on the field, you can send 1 card from your hand to the grave, negate the effect. Once per turn during the opponent's turn, you can banish 1 Tech Genus monster from your graveyard and banish this face-up card on the field. This is a quick effect. During the next standby phase, after this card was banished by this effect, special summon it back to your field. Not gonna lie, the only time you'll ever bring this out is on the very rare chance you're dealing with Buster Blader. That's it. And that's mainly because, well, we're sending it to the grave with Recipro Dragonfly anyway. But anyway, we get 2 Tech Genus Star Guardians, which is really good. Once we're chained during the opponent's main phase, we can essentially Accel Synchro. And you can only use each of the following effects of Tech Genus Star Guardian once per turn. If this card is special summoned, you can target 1 Tech Genus monster in the graveyard, add it to the hand. And during your main phase, you can special summon a Tech Genus monster from the hand. Really nice. Really nice. Next up, Tech Genus Power Gladiator. If this card attacks the defense position monster, inflict piercing battle damage to the opponent. If this card on the field is destroyed, draw 1 card. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Mostly it's just here to synchro climb though. Tech Genus Wonder Magician is kind of a niche. If this card is synchro summoned, target 1 spell trap on the field, destroy that target. If this card on the field is destroyed, draw 1 card. And during the opponent's main phase, you can essentially Accel Synchro. Yeah, if you can't tell, Yusei was not the originator of Accel Synchro. If anything, Antinomy is the one who taught it to him in the first place. And lastly, Tech Genus Recipro Dragonfly. Once per turn, you can target 1 of the Tech Genus monster you control. Send that synchro monster to the graveyard. Then if all the synchro materials that were used for that are in your graveyard, you can special summon all of those synchro monsters. The rest is in the deck proper, starting with double Tech Genus Screw Serpent. I was considering 3, but yeah, I went against that for the simple reason of you don't want Screw Serpent to be the only monster you see in your hand at the start of a duel. Even though later on you definitely want to see Screw Serpent quickly, you really don't want to be seeing it in your opening hand if it's the only monster you get. So I stuck with 2. Either way, something had to give. But anyway, in this card's normal or special summon, you can target 1 level 4 lower Tech Genus monster in your graveyard except for Screw Serpent, special summon that monster with effects negated. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 Tech Genus monster you control. Increase or decrease its level by 1 until the end of this turn. Each effect is once per turn. Next up is Tech Genus Striker. I have seen 2. I prefer 1 personally. If your opponent controls a monster and you control no monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. During the end phase, if this card is in the graveyard because it was destroyed on the field and sent there this turn, you can add Tech Genus from deck to hand except for Striker. Next up is Tech Genus Gear Zombie. You can target 1 Tech Genus monster you control, special summon this card from your hand. Then, the targeted monster loses 1,000 attack points. This effect is once per turn. Now for the 3 ofs, Tech Genus Werewolf. pretty much the best of Attack Genus monsters in the deck by far. When a level 4 or lower monster is special summoned except during the damage step, you can special summon this card from your hand. Not once per turn, by the way. During the end phase of this card is in the graveyard because it was destroyed on the field and sent there his turn. You can add Attack Genus from deck to hand except for Werewolf. You pretty much know how this goes by now. Same thing with triple Attack Genus Booster Raptor. Once per turn, if you control a Attack Genus monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. And once per turn during the end phase, if this card is in the graveyard because it was destroyed on the field and sent there his turn, you can add Attack Genus from deck to hand except for Booster Raptor. Pretty standard, honestly, for Attack Genus. That's it for monsters. On the spells, no traps. Starting with the one Attack Genus limiter removal. I've seen 2, I considered 2, but you really never want to see this in your opening hand. It kinda sucks when it happens, trust me. Discard 1 card, add 2 Attack Genus monsters with different names from your deck to your hand. You can banish this card from your graveyard and target a Attack Genus monster in your graveyard, shuffle it into the deck. Or, if you control a machine-type Attack Genus monster, you can add it to your hand instead. 1 Attack Genus limiter removal effect per turn, and only once that turn. So yeah, we only play the 1 because we searched this thing anyway. No big deal. The 1 Book of Moon, target a face-up monster on the field, changes to face-on defense. Tachyon is back, unfortunately, but Book of Moon still deals with it nicely. And more importantly, the skill still sets Transmigration to the field. So, back row removal cards can still counter it. Double Forbidden Lance, target a face-up monster on the field until the end of this turn. That target loses 800 attack, but it's unaffected by the effects of other spell and trap cards. We don't need this as often in this deck specifically for the reason of there's a Synchro monster we play that can deal with back row. But, you know what is still necessary? Triple Cosmic Cyclone. Pay a bounce, target a spell trap on the field and banished it instead of destroying it. Either way, banishing is better at this point, there's no question. Unchained is a thing. Ugh. Unchained. Unchained, Unchained, Unchained. For everything hype that gets added, something obnoxious gets added along with it these days, it feels like. But anyway. Lastly, Triple Forbidden Chalice. Target a face-up monster on the field. Until the end of this turn, it gains 400 attack, but the effects are negated. This is pretty useful, honestly, not gonna lie. Now, onto the extra deck to start things off. And you would think I'd start with Attack Genus Halberd Cannon. Actually, no. I had room for a tech card. And Attack Genus Halberd Cannon, which is in the deck still, by the way, don't worry, is a level 12 Synchro monster that requires a Synchro Tuner and 2 non-tuner Synchro monsters. Well, 2 or more, rather. So I figured, what's another Synchro monster we have in this game right now that can literally be summoned the exact same for situations where it comes up? You guessed it, folks! We are teching in Shooting Quasar Dragon. Must be Synchro summoned and cannot be special summoned by other ways. Maximum number of attacks per battle phase equals the number of non-tuner monsters used to Synchro summon it. Once per turn during either player's turn, although unfortunately in this case it's only during your turn, you have an Omni Negate, and when it leaves the field you can special summon Shooting Star Dragon from the extra deck. Which we don't play, it's a bad idea in this case especially considering the skill restriction, so no real need, this is just here to push for a game anyway in situations where it can actually do so. Of course, the main event here is Attack Genus Halberd Cannon. Must be Synchro summoned, cannot be special summoned by other ways. Once per turn during either player's turn, when a monster or monsters will be summoned, you can negate the summon and if you do, destroy those monsters. This card must be face up on the field to activate and to resolve this effect. When this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can target a Attack Genus monster in your graveyard and special summon that target. So, it has some pretty powerful stuff. It's essentially a Solemn Warning, and it has float potential. Next up is Shooting Star Dragon Attack Genus Expansion, which is usually what you're making and then sending to the graveyard for a Dragonfly. Really, I had a trip there, but whatever. When a monster effect is activated that targets a monster you control, quick effect, you can banish a tuner from the graveyard, negate the activation. If you do, destroy that monster. That is not a once per turn effect, by the way, but the other 2 effects are once per turn. During your opponent's turn, if this card is in your graveyard, quick effect, you can tribute 2 Synchro monsters, special summon this card, or if it's on the field, when an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can negate that attack. Very nice. But usually, like I said, we're making this thing just to send it to the graveyard for Sepro Dragonfly anyway, because we want it as a float option in case we need it, which hardly comes up, but it can come up from time to time. Battle Wasp, Palm of the Conquering Bow. You would be surprised how often this thing is a win condition. If this card was Synchro summoned using a Synchro monster's material, it can make a second attack during each battle phase, and each of the following effects of Battle Lost, Home of the Conquering Bow are once per turn. When this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can make all monsters your opponent currently controls lose 1,000 attack and defense. At the end of your battle phase, if your opponent has not taken any battle damage, inflict 300 points of damage to your opponent for each Battle Lost monster in the graveyard. That effect is literally useless, it's just here for a double attack, and again, you'd be surprised how often this thing is a win condition. Black Rose Dragon. This thing is here for one reason. When this card is Synchro summoned, you can destroy all cards on the field. Yeah, we can nuke the entire board going second and still combo. It's funny when it happens. Once per turn, you can banish one plant-type monster from your graveyard, then target a defense position monster your opponent controls. Change that target to face-up attack position. If you do, the attack becomes 0 until the end of this turn. But yeah, funny enough, we can nuke the entire board, not care about any back row whatsoever, and still combo. Because we can do this without committing to our normal summon. Next up, Herald of the Arclight. Any monster sent from the hand or main deck to the graveyard is banished instead. This is an actual middle finger to Mayakashi. This is a middle finger to Zombie World. It's beautiful, folks. And during the player's turn, you essentially have an Omni Negate if you tribute the card. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add a ritual monster or ritual spell from deck to hand. And because it's only level 4, we can activate this during the opponent's turn. Our other level 7 in case we need him, Cyber Quantum Dragon. This is a good boy and you're gonna see why. While you control a Link monster, monsters your opponent controls cannot target monsters you control for attacks except for this one, nor can they be targeted with card effects except for this one. But here's the real kicker. Once per turn, at the start of the damage step, if this card battles an opponent's monster, you can bounce that monster back to hand and make a second attack in a row. Yeah. But, for once, the extra deck is not just Synchros. We are actually making full use of a Link monster for the first time on the channel. Tech Genus Trident Launcher. If this card is Link summoned, you can special summon 3 Tech Genus monsters. One from your hand, one from your deck, and one from your graveyard in defense position. Also, you are locked to Tech Genus monsters for the rest of the turn, and this effect is once per turn. Your opponent cannot target Tech Genus Synchro monsters this card points to with card effects. That's insane. That's it for the deck. I know some people play Miscellaneous Saurus. I don't agree with that personally. Survival's End, I don't agree with that personally. I know some people have played Drillfish. I think that's a bad idea. This is pretty much everything you need right here, and that's just good enough to get by. Beatrice Lady of the Eternal for Survival's End, again, bad idea I find. It's like, everything you have is already enough. Why do you need more? But, onto the replays. And, fair warning, by the way, about the Quasar. It's a bonus tech. You can literally swap that out for whatever you want. And, before we get to the climb proper, which only took 5 attempts, I've got 2 bonus replays for y'all. Starting with Unchained, unfortunately. But fortunately, I got literally the perfect hand.
Can you keep up with me? Can you find the Synchro solution?
Yeah, this hand is perfect.
My sweet suffering, all my sorrow, I share them with you.
Duel!
So, you're gonna reveal any level 3 or lower Tech Genus in your hand, and search your limiter removal. Pitch a card you don't need.
I activate a spell.
Search the other 2 Tech Genuses you need. If you have all 4 Tech Genuses in Screw Serpent, Booster Raptor, Gear Zombie, and Werewolf, you have full combo. Normal summon Screw Serpent, special summon Booster Raptor. That triggers Werewolf's effect, so you special summon that too. Use Screw Serpent and Booster Raptor to Synchro summon Star Guardian to your main monster zone. You can work around this if you put it in the extra monster zone by accident though, so don't worry about that too much.
emerged.
Star Guardian will take back Screw Serpent, but don't special summon it just yet. We're gonna use Gear Zombie first, lowering Werewolf's attack points by 1,000, and special summoning it. Use Gear Zombie and Werewolf to Synchro Summon Herald of the Arclight to the extra monster zone. Trigger Star Guardian's effect, special summon your Screw Serpent. Now we're gonna activate Screw Serpent's effect and bring back Booster Raptor. Use these two once again, and this time we Synchro Summon Tech Genus Power Gladiator. Activate the skill here. It really doesn't matter because before we actually make our Halberd Cannon, we're gonna make Shooting Star Dragon Tech Genus expansion with an Accel Synchro. Unless we're dealing with Buster Blader, but who plays that most of the time, really? In that case, you would go Blade Blaster though. But anyway, Reciprocal Dragonfly sends that Accel Synchro to the graveyard to bring back its materials. Use all 3 Tech Genus monsters to make your Tech Genus Halberd Cannon in defense mode.
Come on, Tech Genus Halberd Cannon.
There is a reason for it being in defense mode. Well, 2 reasons actually. Number 1, Crystal Wing. You'd be taking an unnecessary 2,000 points of damage, and who wants that?
My turn.
Here I go. I draw. From my hand.
And also, Forbidden Droplet. Your attack points will be cut in half, but not your defense points. So, about Unchained. Make sure you have Cosmics here, and this is why. That special summon effect is not going to resolve this turn. Nice try, buddy. And Halberd Cannon just doesn't care.
My turn. I draw. I activate a spell.
So, this allows us to essentially have a guaranteed follow-up no matter what we draw. As long as Halberd Cannon stays on our field when limiter removal resolves.
I special summon a level 4 or Tech Genus Warwolf. I know what to do. I Synchro Summon Battle.
Now in this case we're making Cyber's Quantum Dragon, which you're going to see quite a bit of during the successful run.
I attack Genus over. Attack Tech Genus. Since I survived.
There we go. So yay, Sherry, and you know what that means.
My soul. I'll show you a.
I am Sherry.
And yeah, opening the one limiter removal kinda sucks.
This will be welcome. I activate my monster's effect.
Yay, Necros de Fleur.
I activate my monster's effect. I activate my monster's effect. Welcome to my... Here I go. I do my monsters together.
Fortunately, this end board really just sucked for no reason. No shirt, really? I mean, hey, I'll take it. Especially considering, well, I drew the Warwolf, so we have a combo here. Special Summon Striker, Striker Warwolf, he doesn't know about that, thankfully. Activate the skill, get our Reciprocal Dragonfly.
Let's go. I know what to do.
Black Rose Dragon gets to see some use here.
I knew you'd try that. I activate my monster's effect.
No matter what, the entire field would have been gone anyway.
I activate my
Search whatever you
monster's
want. I know you have Valkyris in hand because you didn't search it, otherwise you would have searched it for sure.
Screw Serpent's effect activate. Let's go.
We're bringing back Reciprocal Dragonfly on purpose, trust me.
Tech Genus Booster Raptor.
As usual, we Synchro Summon Star Guardian, only in this case to the extra monster zone. We need that extra zone open, what we're going to do.
Tech Genus
In this case, take back the Striker and special summon it. You have a second Werewolf, you better make use of it, right? And you pretty much know what's about to happen. But it's not Halberd Cannon. I was not taking any chances of Valkyris showing up and ruining everybody's day. So, Antinomy is about to achieve overtop clear mind and limit over Accel Synchro. Yeah, this is where shooting Quasar Dragon actually can matter.
Let's battle. There's no
I knew
escape.
you'd try that. I activate my monster.
How about no?
Since I
Oh, you love to see it. You absolutely love to see it. Anyway, on to the climb proper, shall we? And so, Neo-Spacian.
I'll give it my... Can you find the synchro solution? Duel!
My turn. Let's go, Elemental Hero Neos.
Hi, Neos, who cares? Go ahead, search your Super Poly, I don't care.
I throw down. I activate my.
Now that we care about, however, Neos Fusion is going to be annoying. Except, no, it's not.
Monster. I'm ending my turn.
It's my turn. I draw from my hand. Can you keep from my hand?
With Super Polygon, we have everything we need.
Activate a spell. Tech Genus Striker. Since this monster, Tech Genus Werewolf, I set a card. Flight control. Remove
This time we're making Power Gladiator in the extra monster zone.
20%. Come on, Tech Genus Screw Serpent. Tech Genus
And you know the drill by
Booster
now.
Raptor. Remove level 5 limit. Open regulators.
Star Guardian.
Star Guardian lets me retrieve a Tech Genus from
Take
my
back
graveyard.
Screw Serpent. But in this case, when we special summon Screw Serpent, we're
Star
actually
Guardian
bringing back
special summons a Tech
Werewolf.
Genus from my hand. Tech
I'm sure
Genus
you can tell
Screw
why.
Serpent. Screw Serpent's effect activate. Tech Genus Werewolf. Here, I synchro summon a monster. I'll show you what's. Let's go. I know what to do.
Yeah, Quantum Dragon and Quasar. Quasar takes out base Neos.
Attack with my monster.
Quantum will bounce Neos Kludger back, so not only is Neos Fusion useless, it also can't float into Neos Wiseman.
Attack. I activate my monster's effect. There's no escape.
And it has a second attack to scout out Kiteroid. Even if he had one, Quasar would have negated the Send the Graveyard effect, forcing him to burn the Banish effect, and then Quasar had a second attack.
I'll never give up.
You can't keep up with.
Yeah, it was over. So, the last time I saw somebody with his own name, I expected Timelords and got Resonators. Well, Red Dragon Resonator, rather, but still. Here, it's actually Zone, Timelords and all. Which is funny, considering these two used to work together.
My soul reach. I will save my antinomy. Duel.
Unfortunately, we opened the one limiter removal.
From my hand.
I could have discarded Cosmic and had the usual Herald combo, but here I felt like I needed that. So, we're actually going to be seeing the Link matter here.
Tech Genus Booster Raptor.
In this case, do not, and I mean do not, summon Werewolf no matter what. There will be a specific time to do that, not right now. So this should look familiar at first, right?
Star Guardian special summons a Tech Genus from my hand. Tech Genus Screw Serpent. Screw Serpent.
Yeah, this should look really familiar. But this time, Trident Launcher is going to come out.
Watch this.
because we are going to be using Tech Genus Screw Serpent, Tech Genus Booster Raptor, and Tech Genus Star Guardian to, for the first time on the channel during a profile, Link summon Tech Genus Trident Launcher. Thanks for getting me the Sky Striker skill on accident, by the way. Friggin' machine. Activate the effect, and this is where we summon our Werewolf from hand, or Striker, either one works. You need both anyway. But you also absolutely need Tech Genus Star Guardian. And the rest should look familiar from here.
I'll show you what's... Let's go! Tech Genus Recipro Dragonfly! I know what to do. I Synchro summon a Recipro Dragonfly's effect emerged! Come on! Top Clear Mind! Remove Max Slip. Come on, Tech... I end my turn.
My turn. I draw from my hand.
Unfortunately, MST saw that I wasn't going to be ready for whatever back row he had. Time Maiden, I don't care about.
I have a Time Lord inbound. I activate my continuous trap. Empty machine. I set a card. I set a monster. I end my turn.
Here I go.
And thankfully, no infinite light.
I activate a spell. Tech Genus Screw Serpent. Screw Serpent's effect activate. Tech Genus Werewolf appear. I Synchro summon a monster.
So, Cyber's Quantum Dragon is going to actually come out to play once again, because I knew about Infinite Machine.
Let's battle. Here I go. I activate my monster's effect. Here
Back to the hand with you, Time Lord.
attack.
He surrenders right here. Here's the deal. I don't think you can set a Time Lord in defense like that. Even if you could, I had
A
Chalice.
direction that my friends and I are creating.
And I know for a fact he has no actual hand trap monsters, because you can't do that with Empty Infinite and Infinite Light. You're locked to Time Lords and Time Maiden. But even then, I swing directly with Halberd Cannon. Empress's Staff, if he was playing it, cannot target Halberd Cannon because it was being pointed to by Trident Launcher. That was checkmate one way or another. Next up is Sacred Beast, another new deck that's dropped recently. And this one isn't so bad, it's just kind of annoying sometimes. You'll see what I mean in a second.
Victory is
I shall
Duel.
duel. You shall experience true suffering. My turn. From my hand, I activate a field. From my hand, I activate a continuous spell. Since you yearn to suffer, I shall accommodate you.
Alright.
I summon a monster, my monster.
So, Dark Summoning Beast, or Dark Beckoning Beast? Yeah, Dark Beckoning.
Watch.
And then Chaos Summoning Beast.
Monster in attack position. My monster's attack. Rise up.
I'm on Lord of Striking
Lord
Thunder,
of Strike.
which is the best of the three Sacred Beasts in my opinion by far.
I activate a field spell. From my hand, I activate
here I go.
and my turn.
So Cerulean Skyfire was going to be a problem.
From my hand, I activate a. I'll show you what.
But Werewolf off the top gave me everything I needed.
From my hand,
And so this combo should look familiar to the Neo-Spacian Bell replay, so we're going to speed things along.
let's go. Watch this. I Synchro summon a monster. Here I go. I activate my monster's effect.
We're going to bounce him on Quasar was about to swing. Yeah, you can opt to not take the second attack with Quantum Dragon, and here was a good time to do so. Because it left the field wide open.
My soul reaches heights unimagined.
But yay, Solomon Muto, which means archive skill. In this case, High
It's
Shiranui.
impossible until you. There's still Duel. It's might. Can you keep?
So, of the three, I kind of just figured that Lance was going to be the weakest one
Activate a
here.
spell.
So we do the Link line again.
Come on, Tech Cheat. Top clear mind. Remove max. Come on, Tech Cheat. I end my turn.
Here I go. It's my turn. I draw. Come out.
So, I'm okay with Squire being summoned because I was banking on him not having Ghost meets Girlish Shiranui's story.
I activate a quick play spell.
Fortunately, no.
My monster's effect activate. This card. All right. I'll link.
And to this Nightmare Phoenix, how about no?
Stop that monster from being summoned. Closed observe.
Cosmic Dynamiscus, which wouldn't have been able to target Halberd Cannon anyway.
Time is catching up with me.
Since I surpassed my limits,
So here's the deal. This would have been a situation where we Synchro summon the second Star Guardian, take back Warwolf, and make Battle Wasp Palm of the Conquering Bow. And with 4 attacks, you were not stopping a Kiteroid. Kiteroid would not have been able to stop it. At least not one. But for the rank up, yet another Sacred Beast.
I'll show you what's beyond. I'll show you a strategy that you've never seen.
I shall
Duel.
duel. Here I go.
So once again,
My turn. From my hand,
going second.
I activate a continuous spell. Lay your eyes on my monster's effect activates. Bask in the fires of revenge. Come here. I summon my monster's effect. Rise up. My monster's effect activates. From my hand, I activate a field spell.
It's my turn.
And my turn.
I draw. I'll show you.
So we actually have a pretty damn good combo here.
I activate a spell. Tech Genus Striker. Since this monster was Tech Genus Warwolf, I'll show you. From my hand.
So at this point, I knew he had a hand
Genus
trap.
Come out. I Synchro summon a monster. I activate my monsters. Tech Genus Screw Serpent. Tech Genus Booster Raptor. Since this monster was left Tech Genus Warwolf.
So just in case, I brought Warwolf out.
Open regulators. All systems are go. Synchro Sup emerged. Star Guardian lets me retrieve a Tech Genus from my
This
graveyard.
is payback. My monster's effect.
Here, I Synchro summon a monster.
Now
I tried to go Battle Wasp Palm of the Conquering Bow. Unfortunately, he had 2 Veilers!
Here I go. Take this. Yes, I'm done.
So, annoyingly, he survived.
why won't you
Thankfully, he didn't get anything good.
Since I
It was over. If he had won because of those two Veilers, I would have been livid. What thoughts on Tech Genus in this format? Alright, so out of all the Synchro decks in general, the big ones I consider to be the best ones are Shiranui, Zombie Synchro, Tech Genus, and Synchron Quasar. Maybe Speedroid to round out a fifth. But yeah, no. I do consider Tech Genus the best of the non-archive Synchro decks. It's extremely versatile, it has good situations for whatever really comes its way, minus maybe like a couple of annoying things. The big issue is Screw Serpent. You want to see it as often as possible after your first turn. On your first turn, you don't want it to be the only monster in your hand. So it's either you give up some of the consistency of your grind game, or you give up the consistency of your opening hand. Something had to give there. But that's the only real actual problem that Tech Genus has as a deck on its own. It does struggle into some more of the relevant stuff, and Unchained as well as a pain in the neck. But for the most part, Tech Genus can handle any situation going first or second mostly, while still having ways to combo, even if you go the Black Rose nuke. Which is really, really good. Tech Genus pretty much does it all. Now, again, Quasar is a tech card, so you can literally throw in whatever extra tech card you want, like Christian Quarion Gandrax, maybe Ravenous Crocker Dragon Archivist, but that's not a good idea. Even so, there really isn't much else to say. This is just really, 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 really good. Although I will say, Fluffle is kind of an auto-lose because you don't have Crystal Wing, which is really annoying to think about. But other than that, it's like, for the most part, Tech Genus can handle almost everything pretty well. But that's all I have to say for this video, so until the next one, whatever it might be, later guys.